James Gunn confirms Superman is about politics and decline of American kindness. Says, screw them to jerks who get offended. Welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate you being here. If you get a moment, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, help us grow. I think we're closing in on a whopping 30 videos, but we're going to keep chugging along. Oh man, so yeah, what's wild to me just in this headline, the reason I was kind of laughing. I mean, one, it's James Gunn. Personally, I think James Gunn is a clown. He's done some stuff I liked. I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Really, I did. I loved it. Wasn't a huge fan of the next two. I think it got a little too much into that over the top, like Marvel humor and wackiness and stuff that like Thor Ragnarok. I know a lot of people loved it and had great moments. That was it. It's speaking of immigrants, I think it was Immigrant Song, right? Zeppelin's Immigrant Song that dropped in that scene toward the end. Absolutely phenomenal. And there was some good stuff, but it got over the top with the humor and everything that became like a Marvel staple. Thor getting his hair cut and screaming like a baby. Now, come on, Thor, really? And anyway, that's all. That's a whole different Marvel issue. But it's so wild. It's wild. What I was laughing at really though is like forget all the other stuff about this. Is him just saying that his Superman is about politics and the decline of American kindness, and then basically tells anyone who doesn't agree with James Gunn's politics, um, screw you, f you, you're jerks. Who cares if you're offended? I don't know. That just doesn't sound like that's that nice, James Gunn. With mere days to release, director and DC Studios co-head James Gunn, don't know how he got that job, has finally said the quiet part out loud. Yes, the new Superman movie is about politics. He made it abundantly clear that this version of the Man of Steel won't shy away from commentary. I mean, Superman is the story of America, Gunn said, though it should also be noted that Gunn and DC have taken extreme care to omit Superman's classic American way motto from the film's promotion. So it's an American story, but it's not about truth, justice, and the American way. It sounds to me like James Gunn might be picking and choosing what he considers politics so that it suits his agenda. He's an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, but for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something we have lost. James, it is something you have lost. Remind me again how you originally got fired from Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy, but I guess that's a story from another. Superman, and obviously for those paying attention, whichever side of that you're on, clearly he's connecting this to what is going on in the country right now. But Superman is not someone who snuck into the country from our southern border and is living off of benefits paid for by Americans. Superman is an alien. Superman crash landed here from another freaking planet. And by the way, he was raised in Kansas, James Gunn, as an American, instilled in him American values, which is why it's truth, justice, and the American way. He did not even know that he was not a human who wasn't born in America. I'd say that is vastly, vastly different from what is going on right now in this country. And as says the statement, has stoked the fears of many that Superman will serve as a cultural and political progressive parable rather than a traditional action driven escapist superhero film. While Gunn frames the conversation between Clark and Lois from the trailer, in which they argue over Superman's actions overseas, to be one of compassion, it's unmistakably wrapped in the language of modern political narratives, particularly on the topic of moral standing. Yeah, I didn't like that trailer with that argument just because to me that seemed very not Lois and Clark's relationship. I should have done a video on that and dove into it, but I think I had stuff going on at the time and didn't want to drop it 3 weeks after the fact. But so I mean, I didn't like that at all that they were getting into that. I don't think that's who Lois is and her relationship with Clark. But clearly we are talking about modern political stuff when it comes to James Gunn. And here's that quote is about the kindness. Yeah, it plays differently, but it's about human kindness, he said. And obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it's about kindness, but screw them. So here's the huge problem, regardless of it being political left or right. First of all, Superman is, as it says in here, an escapist action movie, right? It's Superman. We want to go escape from the realities of our day to day, escape from the politics and the culture that we get surrounded by 24/7. And we want to go enjoy Superman, who is clearly, in terms of, and this is one of the problems with Hollywood in general in these movies and what they're trying to do. if there is a character, and don't get me wrong, I like the dark and maybe the morally ambiguous ones as well, which is where you get into, say, Batman and clearly a vigilante, but Superman is like good, purely good. That's what we get from Superman. Superman is good and Superman fights evil. And that's what people want to go watch. And they want that clear split between the two. And James Gunn is going to take people away from that. And I love how he portrays it as my position, James Gunn, right? My position and my political commentary in here and what I'm putting out is correct. It's correct. And if you disagree, you're the jerk. You're the one being offended by something you shouldn't be because I am morally superior to you. Guess what, James? People don't like that. If Hollywood has not made it clear, or I should say the fans' response to Hollywood in the last 2 years hasn't made it clear, I don't know what else to tell you, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays. The Superman box office has already been revised down a couple of times to not a great number. Now, it doesn't mean that won't outperform, but I think the last number I saw, and I did a video, and that was like 95 to 125 million opening weekend, and it has a massive budget. So we'll see how it goes. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you checking out this video. As always, smash the like button. Help us get rolling. Subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Go have a fantastic day. I will talk to you later.